Okay, enough about that. Welcome back to Switcher South Africa. I'm Nicky Nash as always, and today I'm gonna tell you every single thing you need to know about the car I am currently test driving. I've had the chance to drive this past week, and I'm inside the Volkswagen Taigo, a very expensive Volkswagen Taigo, and I'm gonna tell you why I don't think you should buy this vehicle. But you know how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna speak about the extra look of the vehicle, interior look of the vehicle, overall thoughts of the car, and sum it up with cost of ownership. So, starting off with the Volkswagen Taigo, I've actually driven this car before. I've actually done a review of this car back in the year 2022. So if you want to see what the old me thinks about this vehicle, go there. If you want to know what the new me thinks about the vehicle, stay here. So I'm going to tell you about the exterior look of the vehicle. And starting from the exterior look of the vehicle, I actually do like the look of this car. Honestly, at first, I was not a fan of this car. More especially the back. Even if you go to my old review, I'll always say that the back was not a feature or part that I like about this car. But I think now, because I've seen it a lot, and in this black, it just looks good. I think I'm growing to it. Over the past 2 years, I've grown to like the vehicle, to love it. Not love is a strong word. I've gone to like the look of the vehicle. In front, hands down, is my favorite part of the vehicle. It looks good, more especially this one that has the IQ lights. That nice, lovely light bar, and that's standard on the R Line. So you get a Life, a Style, and the R Line. 3 different model ranges, but I'll speak more about that in why this car is so expensive. But actually, look at the vehicle, it looks good. This one as well, I like this one because it's finished in this lovely black. So it's black on black, it has the black package on it, so it looks good. Extra look at the vehicle. Jumping into the interior of the vehicle, it looks like a certain VW, and the certain VW I'm speaking about is a Polo. And the reason it looks like a Polo is because this car is based on a Polo. So this car is basically a Polo, a raised up Polo. Hence, if you look at the engine, it's a 1 liter turbocharged 3-cylinder engine producing 85 kilowatts and 200 newton meters of torque. The exact same engine that's found in the Polo R Line. So it's a Polo. You get into the interior, the steering wheel feels a Polo, the exact same Polo that we had over December. You get the lovely digital instrument cluster, a touchscreen infotainment system, and you get the climate control down here with the haptic feedback buttons, which I do like. I don't have a problem with these ones here. And something that VW gets so well, and I think in every VW video, if you check, I always speak about, it has to be the seats, man. These seats are quite good. VW, hands down in terms of seats, they know what they're doing. Whether it's from the entry level quotation marks, all the way up to what they call their flagship model. Just the interior of the vehicle is such a great place to be. These seats, they feel good. You do not get leather covered seats or wrapped seats in the Taigo. You get these cloth with a bit of suede finish on them, and they look good. They have R stitching on it because this is the R Line model, and it looks good. And you get the other R stitching on the door panels on the side here, the door step plates. Yes, step plates. You get an R logo on the steering wheel, you get an R logo in the digital instrument cluster. So that's with regards to the interior. Not much of a difference from a Polo. You do feel that when you're inside, you do feel that you're higher because you are higher. But in terms of practicality, the space and the size of the vehicle, not really much different from a Polo, where you could still tell that it's based off a Polo in terms of the interior. So now moving on to the drive of the vehicle, and you know, if you go back to my T-Rock video, you'll hear me say the DSG works perfectly in a 2 liter. So in this 1 liter, something that I noticed off the bat, and it was so heavy to a point where I even had to change my driving style, is with regards to the turbo lag and how long it takes for the gearbox to respond. So what I mean by that is, when you're standing still driving and the car is standing still, right? You put your foot down if you're in drive, you put your foot down, the car takes a while to pick up. It doesn't go immediately. It takes a good 2 seconds before it decides, okay, I need to go. And it's something that has irritated me so much because I just jumped out of cars that don't have that struggle from that. So I was driving the Wildtrak X before. The Wildtrak X, decent enough, big, doesn't use a DSG, gives power immediately when you put your foot on the accelerator. Before that, I had the T-Rock. And the T-Rock being a 2 liter, the size of the engine was decent enough. It got the car going. Then jumping into this 1 liter, you immediately feel the lack of power. So it takes some time to move to get to speed, but once it goes through the numbers, like once it gets to like 30, then it just starts climbing. It becomes much better. So I think that's where my conversation of the DSG and the 2 liter comes into play. So I prefer the DSG gearbox in a 2 liter. In this one, not really a fan because of that lag, and what has forced me to do so that I can just counteract that. I've been driving this vehicle engine in normal, but gearbox in sport. So when the gearbox is in sport, the car's a bit more jerky, it's a bit more responsive. So I've been trying to adjust to the turbo lag or the gearbox lag basically. But I have put this car into sport from pull off. Like when I'm standing still like this, I'll put it into sport because my foot has been down, then it'll go. Once it picks up speed, then I'll pop it back into drive. So just flick one down, and that's enough. So it's what I've been doing in this vehicle in terms of the drive, because the power, the turbo lag and the gearbox lag is something that you will notice as the driver, as the owner of this vehicle. It's something that it might get to you. So if you want to buy this vehicle, please test drive it first, so you can find out if it's perfect enough for you. It's powered by 7-speed DSG gearbox. The gearbox, don't get me wrong, once it's changing gears, perfect. It changes gears perfectly. The next gear, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, perfectly. And even in sport, it just holds the gear a bit longer, but it changes quick enough. So it doesn't hold it all the way to 5,000, 6,000 RPM. It still changes quick, but not as quick as it would change when it's in drive, like earlier, yeah, as early as it changes in drive. But that's what goes to the drive of the vehicle. Power delivery is decent enough, 85 kilowatts, 200 newton meters of torque. For the daily commute is perfect. Highway cruising, perfect at times. I feel like if you had full occupants inside, so like 5 people in the vehicle, maybe you would feel like you need more power. But I've been driving alone for the time I've had the car, and for what it is, it's perfect enough. But it comes to the price. It comes to a point where, do I actually want this vehicle? So I'm speaking of someone that, as an owner, would I be happy with this vehicle? Yes, you would. The only thing you won't be happy about is paying a starting price for the R Line at a 545,000 rand. That is a lot of money. And the one I'm sitting in, with all the options fitted, well, only 2 options are not fitted. Heated seats, which is 5,000 rand, and was the other one, the Beats audio system, which is 10,000 rand, so 15,000 rand short. Just those 2 things are not fitted. But the price of this specific one is priced at 626,000 rand, and that is a lot of money. Because now you're you buy Polo GTI money, right? And I will say that because size-wise, not much of a difference from a Polo GTI, because it's based on a Polo GTI, more power, better drive, I'd like to believe, yeah. But that's debatable on the person that's buying the vehicle, right? Even in that amount of money, you're approaching T-Roc money now, right? Which you get a 1.4 liter for T-Roc. Even if you buy a second-hand T-Roc, you can get a 2 liter T-Roc, right? And even then, you're approaching what? For 600,000 rand, you're approaching Tiguan money as well. Obviously not the lovely spec Tiguans that you guys see on the road, but you're playing in and around a demo vehicle Tiguan and all of that. So it's a lot of money. And that's just me speaking about within the Volkswagen brand. Now imagine if you take the 626,000 rand and look outside of Volkswagen. You see now, there's a lot of cars to consider now. So it puts VW in a tight spot of how do they price this vehicle? Like what are they expecting from this vehicle? And it's something I feel like those cars shouldn't have a starting price. Those cars shouldn't have a top. Like after you spec it this price. No, it should come like how the Chinese do it. You get 3 models, and the last model, it comes like that. You can't add anything, you can't remove anything. And with VW, you get 3 models. You get the Lifestyle and the R Line, the one I'm in. I feel like if you give me the R Line, give me every single thing an R Line can have. Don't make me pay for the glass sliding sunroof. Don't make me pay for the adaptive cruise control. Put all those things in, because I'm already paying a premium of what, 550,000 rand, and it's a lot of money. And that is my cry with VW product. It is a lot of money. And at the same time, I'd complain like this, but get in the vehicle and enjoy the car, because VW gets the drive of the vehicle so well. They get being in a VW so well. Like, they get that so right. And it's something I think that's why you still see a lot of VWs, is that no matter the price of the vehicle, not that it's justifiable, but you still enjoy being in the vehicle. So it's that. Like, I'll tell you, the Taigo is a good car. It's a good small car, but the price. But someone will be like, but I have the money, and they'll buy it. But for me as a car reviewer, I'll tell you, shortlist the cars, test drive the cars, and buy which one you think you'll enjoy more. And it all comes on to you at the end of the day. Not what I say, not what he says, not what who says, but it all comes to you as the buyer. And speaking about you as the buyer, how much will you be paying for this vehicle? So if you finance this vehicle over a period of 5 years, which is 60 months, at an interest rate of 12.25%, the one I'm in, like the way this one is spec'd for 626,000 Rand, 500, you're looking at paying 14,000 Rand. Hey, it's a lot. And if you add an extra year, instead of 5 years, you do 6 years, you're looking at paying 12,000. It's a lot of money, guys. For that amount of years, every month, that money leaves your account. You're gonna cry eventually. But that's just my thoughts on this vehicle. Guys, comment down below what you guys think about this car. Would you buy this vehicle for this amount of money? If not, tell me which one you would buy for, let's say, 600,000 Rand. I give you 600,000 Rand, which car are you buying? Are you walking out of the Taigo? Are you walking into like a T-Roc? Are you buying a second-hand Tiguan? Are you buying a Polo GTI? I know a lot of you guys are going to say Polo GTI. So, like, tell me, you as the buyer, which cars are you going? Tell me, even outside the Volkswagen brand, which cars are you going to think of? Because there's a lot of cars, and I can't think of, like right now I'm trying to think, there's so many cars for 600,000 Rand. So I'm going to leave that job to you guys so that you guys can help me decide, or help you guys decide, or help anyone else that's watching this video read the comments to decide which other vehicles they should look at for that amount of money. And chances are I've most probably reviewed that vehicle. So when you recommend it down below, check on the channel, you must probably see it. If not, I'm going to review it soon enough. But I've told you every single thing you need to know about the Taigo. If there's anything that I haven't covered that you'd like to know, comment down below, I'll answer you. And yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the review of the Volkswagen Taigo, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Nicky Nash from South Africa. As always, I'm signing out.